So you had a combination of the government mandate, the changing demographics, and enlightened CEOs that said, let's take this to the next level. And one industry specifically that took it to the next level was automotive. And I give Chrysler, GM, and Ford a lot of credit because they really led the way.
I got a call from personnel, and what they said was that my background with the military and with my degree and my experience, I was the prime candidate to do a program on supplier diversity. So my first question was, what is supplier diversity? And then I said, well, what is it that is missing? What is it that needs to be done? What is it that is unique to supplier diversity that will make it successful? The thing that I think we really excelled at was understanding the government and the part it played in supplier diversity. If you recall, the government said, if you sell us goods and services, then you must provide a certain percentage of those goods and services that you sell to us. You must provide opportunities for disadvantaged businesses. Well, at the time, we didn't have the type of the businesses that could satisfy what they wanted, like 5%. What we had at the time when I started were transportation services, janitorial services, okay? Those large labor but small in value. And we said, if we're going to satisfy our government commitment, and the government really started tracking down on these suppliers who they were doing business with, but they weren't following what they call the small business law that says, we want you to do business with small businesses. That's part of our culture. We are a government of the people. And small businesses are the people that make up us what we do in the United States. And you got to be participatory in that. So with that, we said, okay, we looked at our supply base and come to find out that we couldn't meet the requirement that the government wanted for doing business with the government. We sell a lot of vehicles to the federal government, a lot of vehicles. So we said that we had the capacity and we had the knowledge and the wherewithal to do business with large corporations and large businesses. And if we're going to provide 5% to the government of everything we do with them, we got to have some large businesses. We can't have disadvantaged businesses with meeting the needs of the requirements of the government, doing landscaping and trash hauling and maintenance and what have you. So he said that begs that we need to get serious about how we're going to develop the businesses that can bring in the type of revenues that can meet the government standards. And SBA was really getting hot on that. They really started cracking down on these companies who were doing business with small businesses, and small businesses were not really being developed. They were just being used, and if they couldn't meet the needs of the company, they throw them to the side. Well, we said we're going to not only look at developing larger businesses, because we have the capacity to do that. And it's important that we not let a supplier die at General Motors, because that in turn will affect what Ford was doing, or Chrysler. We used to have real good sessions. We would meet, the team would meet off site and just talk about opportunity, talk about problems that we were having, talk about suppliers that seemed to be on the ball, some of those suppliers that were sloughing off, and how we can bring them back into the fold. And then we talked about our leaders, such as Sedlick, Tony Brown, who was on my side. They all loved Carlos Mazarin. So Carlos was a pistol. I mean, Carlos I can't say enough about that guy.
And we put things in place. But after that, it kind of petered out. And unfortunately, minority business in the federal government never had the same gusto that it had under Jimmy Carter and Perrin Mitchell. The good news, however, is that's when the private sector took over. And I'll give credit where credit is due. It was the National Minority Supply Development Council under Harriet Michelle and others, and a very strong board members. And at that time, presidents really got the word. And many of the people who were the CEOs of many of these companies in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s really believed. They were strong proponents of the civil rights movement. They wanted to affect change in their corporations. And when people within the corporations, we lose sight of that. There are many people who are now of color in the C-suites. And they were saying one of the things we have to do is create more jobs through minority business development.